Hello everyone and welcome back to the Paletteful Packs YouTube channel. My name is Monique Renee and today we are opening the March Petite Paletteful Packs box. Wow. Okay, so let's see what we've got inside. Oh wow, what? Ooh! We have got some pencils here. Not sure if these are regular color pencils or if they're water soluble or what, so let's keep going. Ooh! What are these cool greens? These colors are so beautiful. These are Rembrandt soft pastels. I have never really used pastels before, so this will be interesting. Next up, we've got a whole bunch of blending stumps. It looks like we've got lots of different sizes too, which is awesome. Usually when I get blending stumps in an art supply pack, you usually get just one of these big ones. So it's really awesome to see multiple little shapes and sizes. All right, let's keep going. We have got a pencil sharpener, probably for those guys over there. And we have got our surface, which are these Strathmore artist tiles. I've mentioned it before, I love Strathmore. They're a great art supply. And these are toned gray artist tiles. So these are gonna be really fun to work on. I love using toned papers, and I'm pretty sure that these colors are going to pop really nicely against the gray, so I'm very excited to jump right on in. But of course, before we do that, oh, is there something else? What are you, friend? Oh! We have got some other papers in here as well that we're hiding. Come on out, little guy. We have got this really dark blue, and then we've got this lovely cream color. So we've got a lot of different surfaces in this pack to use. So, oh gosh, this is gonna be really fun. Wow, okay, so we have got a lot of art supplies in this box. So let's take our little info card and get some more information about them. First up, we've got the Rembrandt soft pastels. Rembrandt soft pastels are world-renowned, professional quality sticks. They're manufactured with pure pigments and the finest quality kaolin clay. They are made in the Netherlands under strict quality control standards. Each color is made with unique pigmentation formulas. These round sticks have excellent softness for beautiful color release and toning. So something that's really intimidating to me about pastels is how soft they are and how, I guess, expressive you can be with them. So I'm a little bit nervous because, like I said, I've never really used these before. I think the last time I used soft pastels was in high school. So this will be interesting. Next up, we've got the Strathmore 400 series heavyweight toned sketch tiles in the color cool gray. These heavyweight toned sketch tiles are a special surface for creating drawings or patterns using light and dark media. The mid-tone values of the gray paper gives you the opportunity to use bright highlights and dark shadows to make drawings and patterns that really pop. Next, we've got the little red pencil sharpener. This little red plastic single hose sharpener is ideal for pastel, chalk, charcoal, and round colored pencil. The specifically developed steel blade was designed to restore the factory paint for softer colored pencils. That's awesome. I know that not all pencil sharpeners are created equal, so that's good that this one is made specifically for a softer pencil, so it's not going to damage these pastels. Next, we've got Canson paper sheets, which are these guys. The 65% rag paper is ideal for hard and soft pastel, pencil, charcoal, and color pencils. And they are toned as well, so it's going to give us the same thing as the gray. It'll be a nice surface to where we can get highlights. The color on these is a bit more extreme. Of course, you have the dark blue and the lighter cream, so they're going to have different moods depending on which surface you use. And then last but not least, we have got the blending stump set. Double-ended, pointed, and made from soft gray paper felt. These blending stumps are excellent for blending and smoothing pastels, charcoal, graphite, and other dry media. More abrasive than stumps, the tortillions are excellent for rapid, thin blending on pencil, charcoal, or pastel drawings. On the back of our info sheet, we have some soft pastel tips, so I will read those and take them to heart because I'm going to need a lot of tips myself. It says, your pastel paper pad comes in a variety of colors. Artists often allow the colors of the paper to show through the layers of pastels. The tones of the paper can affect the overall temperature of an art piece. That makes sense. So that just means that we want to use these surfaces to our advantage and let the gray or the cream or the blue show through and work with the paper instead of just using it as a surface to work on. And then under using pastels, it says, we get it, pastels are not always everyone's favorite, but we urge you to experiment with the medium. Maybe you're more comfortable with paint than pastels. Pastels are actually very similar to painting mediums and can be approached in a similar way. Like with paint, pastels can be layered over previous applications. Pastel colors can also be easily blended. Instead of mixing colors on a palette, the mixing takes place on your paper. So that is a bit encouraging for me because I am definitely more of a painter, so I will keep this in mind as I play with these supplies. These are the prompts for this month, so if you are joining me in opening your Paletteful Packs box, feel free to join along with us. Post your artwork to social media with the hashtag Paletteful Prompt and Paletteful Packs. For this month, we have got contest, influence, emoji, and instrument. So I'm going to play with these supplies, get a feel for them, and let's see what these guys are like. I'm so excited. All right, so I have got the Strathmore gray paper right in front of me, and I'm going to do my swatching on this because we've got quite a lot of these guys in our pack, so I'll feel less bad about using this one. We only have one of each of these papers, so I'm going to leave those until I kind of know what I'm doing a bit more. And I'm going to start with the pencils and just start swatching. These are definitely way smoother than other colored pencils I've used before. Wow, that white really stands out against the gray. That's beautiful. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what blending these are like. Ooh. So it definitely looks like you can get a really smooth color gradient with these guys. They definitely leave a bunch of residue on the paper, so I'm gonna have to be careful about not smudging them because I'm so used to like brushing it away with my hand. Resist. Okay, now I'm going to take these guys and swatch these as well. These are more like a traditional soft pastels. These are kind of what I usually think of instead of like a pencil. And these colors are insanely beautiful. Oh my gosh. Wow, look at that one. Ah! Those are gorgeous. Those are so pretty. I'm now going to, should I just flip to the other side? I'm going to try to see what blending is like. Wow, look at all this pastel dust. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm making a mess. Oh gosh. Ah! Okay, I need to go, oh gosh. I need to go grab some paper towels and keep them handy. Okay, so I wanted to see how I could make these materials work for me. So I started out, I just wanted to get familiar with these. So I sketched out something that I've drawn so many times before, and that's just a simple pair of eyes. And I wanted to draw eyes because eyes can be really contrasting. You can get like really dark shadows and really nice highlights all in the same kind of area. So that's why I wanted to try this. I started off with the pencil pastels first because they're a bit more what I'm used to. I've used colored pencils before, so I wanted to see how they were different. To use these, I took the advice from Paletteful Packs and I did a lot of layering. So as you guys can see, I started off with the red and I added it to where I knew I wanted some shadows to be, like in the crease of the eye. And then I would go in with white where I wanted highlights. I would go in with black where I wanted shadows. And I kind of just built upon those layers to get the contrast that I wanted. I wanted these to be really dramatic, and I liked the colors that I had too. I think the red mixed with the black created a really kind of witchy, vampy kind of vibe, so I kind of went all in with that, and I added a lot of that color, a lot of the red and the black to the eyes to make them look really dramatic, and I think it worked. These pencils are so smooth, so I got a lot of color with just a few swipes of the pencil, and that's a big way how they're different than normal colored pencils. So it was really fun to experiment with these and see how they were similar and different to the materials I've used before. All in all, I feel like these are really cool because you get the familiarity of holding a pencil in your hand, but it does have the benefits of a pastel or a chalk pastel in that they're very, very smooth and they're very, very easily blendable. I was able to blend the colors right on the surface, and that's something that was really fun to play around with. It's really easy for these to get really messy really quick, but I think that's kind of part of the charm of it. I definitely got my hands like really messy, and it was just, I don't know, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. One of my favorite parts about using these materials was adding those highlights. I think being able to add like a white highlight on a toned paper, especially with the dark colors that I used, it just makes everything pop, like absolutely pop. And that is just so much fun. I think it looks so cool. And I don't know, it's just, it makes my heart happy. It does. So these were pretty familiar because they are similar to colored pencils, but I also want to try our big chunky boys, and I want to try doing a full illustration, not just a pair of eyes. So let's move on to an actual piece. Alright, now I'm going to walk you through how I did this final illustration. So I knew I wanted to have some kind of interesting light source, so I decided to draw a girl staring at the moon. One of the biggest things that I did with this piece that I don't normally do is I really did use the blue of the paper like as much as I could. I really tried to incorporate that into the entire piece. So what I started off with was I took that white pastel pencil and I kind of just mapped out where I knew I wanted like the bright highlights to be. This was kind of the illumination of the face and on some of the trees. Then I went in and I wanted to do the background, so I took the darkest green blue pastel that I had and I just kind of rubbed that where I wanted it, and as I got more toward the moon, I started going lighter and lighter with the colors. So I think I used like 3 of the different pastels and then of course the white. And I tried to blend them as much as I could on their own just with the pastels themselves. And then after I did that is when I went in with the blending stump. But before I did that, I did lighten up the face a little bit more with some blue areas. I kind of just wanted her face to look like it was really being illuminated by the moon. And here you can see where I went in with a blending stump and I smoothed out some of those edges. And this paper, I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I was expecting it to be more textured, but once I started blending with the blending stumps, it was just so smooth and really surprising. The paper was really nice to work on. I did also keep in mind that I wanted to use the blue as kind of the mid-tone, so I did keep a lot of her skin the color of the paper, which is weird for me because I'm so used to coloring the entire skin like a solid color and then kind of building on top darker colors. And for this one, I was almost painting in reverse. It was weird because I was drawing in where I want the highlights to be instead of where the shadows were. And that's kind of backwards for me. So it was really interesting to do this and kind of work backwards from the process that I usually use. And it had me thinking of things in a much different way. And I really, really like that actually. I was really surprised at how much I felt like I was learning with this piece, just in terms of contrast and value and color. This was a really, really good exercise to kind of flex some of those muscles that I really don't use because I'm so in my comfort zone with the materials that I do use, and this is so wildly out of my comfort zone. It really pushed me in areas I wasn't quite expecting. So real quick, I am doing the hair. I did color the hair mostly in one of those blue colors because I wanted it to stand out from the face, and then I went in with the black as well to kind of add individual strands. I did add strands with the white as well, like those strands that were kind of being lit by the moon. So it was just a matter of playing around, really. I kind of felt like I didn't quite know what I was doing this whole piece, and I was just trying a lot of different things and kind of seeing what worked. And layering definitely was helpful. I did layer a lot, and I blended out a lot. So kind of mixing those two techniques. Those are stuff that I'm familiar with, so I kind of just used those in this piece as well. Now I'm blending out the background, and oh my goodness, the colors just melted into each other. It was so cool. It was really, really fun and messy, and just look, oh my gosh, I'm so happy with this. I think it looks so gorgeous. These colors, first of all, are gorgeous, and mixing them together, it was, I was so like jazzed as I was doing it. I was like, this looks so cool. From there, I went into the trees, and the trees were definitely more abstract than anything else in the piece. I kind of just did a lot of hatching lines and a lot of just throwing the pastel on the paper, and then I did blend in some areas, and I kept some areas more jagged to kind of show the different branches, and I think this worked out pretty good. I also did kind of want to make it look a little foggy, so I added the white pastel in kind of little areas just to kind of make it look more foggy, maybe more ominous. And it's not quite how I wanted it to turn out. I'm not quite sure what I could have done to make this a bit more forest-like. Maybe more contrast, I'm not sure. But that's definitely something I can work on. I'm familiar with faces, so I feel like I can draw faces in a lot of different mediums, but anything beyond that, and I feel like I kind of struggle, so that's definitely something to work on. All in all, drawing this was just so much fun. I kind of went into this thinking it was going to turn out kind of bad because I'm so not used to this art supply, so my expectations were really low, and because of that, I'm actually a lot more happy with this piece than I thought it was going to be, so that's always a nice feeling. I think it actually looks pretty cool. So that's going to be it for me today. I hope you guys had fun drawing along with me, and if you do have your own Paletteful Packs box, please make sure to tag us in social media, show us what you're working on, we would love to see it. If you would like your own Paletteful Packs box and you haven't already joined the Paletteful family, please make sure to check out the link in the description box below to get your own. And with that, I'll see you next month. Bye guys!